Alright, so I'm not sure about the rest of you, but I've been addicted to these Iceberg videos. Obviously the Super Mario 64 video by Nichijou that started this whole thing really caught my attention, but countless others like the Legend of Zelda Iceberg by Sunflower, the Pokemon Iceberg by the Rogue Renegade, and the fucking McDonald's Iceberg by this guy really got me hooked on the genre. Needless to say, I loved the format and was eager to find some about my favorite series. I found nothing. No Berserk Iceberg, no Pun Pun Iceberg, heck, not even a Junji Ito Iceberg. 3 of my favorite series. Nothing. But what really ticked me off was no fucking Nichijou Iceberg. Like, seriously, for a series like Nichijou where the anime and manga are still finding its way to new audiences an entire decade later, and you've got this Chad posting new and original Nichijou memes every single day for like 2 years now. Well, here it is. My finest creation yet. I took heavy inspiration from this Iceberg by Airplane Pilot. Basically just stylized it to be Nichijou related and threw in a couple of my own points. So yeah, I added a couple of things of my own. Specifically Mia. She's nowhere on that iceberg and I hate it. But she's on mine, so we're all good now. And before we get into it, a spoiler warning. For people who haven't read why haven't you read the manga? Go read the manga. There's so much you're missing out on. Just do. Just go and come back when you've done it. Alright. I know what you're gonna say. But let me explain. This is what I've created. This is my system. We don't need stars or numbers or anything like that. We have cursed Darubador. Poor Nano, she's crying over this, but this is how we're going to be ranking each point. One eye means I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You go all the way up to 5 eyes. I know exactly what I'm talking about. You can trust me. Alright, let's get on with the video. Nichijou episode 0. It's great. Hard to find though. It's probably one of my favorite episodes from what I've seen. But I've only managed to find a couple, low def clips on YouTube. I really want to sit down and enjoy the whole thing in its entirety. So if anyone knows where to find it or even where to buy it, please just comment or something. I'd appreciate it. Ego Soccer. A mix between soccer and the Chinese board game Ego that incorporates stances that represents moves from both games. That is both genius and terrifying. Almost as terrifying as how enthusiastic the players are. Except for Sekiguchi. Apparently she won the international championships in 1 try. That's canon. Check the wiki. I believe it. Helvetica Standard is meta. This is a really cool theory. I like the idea that Helvetica Standard is, the Nichijou of their universe. Although it'd be a bit weird if Mia picked up the manga and saw herself in its story. Actually, that'd be pretty funny. Man, I really want more Nichijou content. Season 2. I swear to God, if they made Season 2 and never released it, I'm going to flip my shit. Seriously though, apparently Season 1 was received badly. What? Are you kidding me? I mean, I wouldn't know because I found the anime in like 2018, but how? It's a golden masterpiece. Google says it's unlikely to return because, get a load of this, the fan base wouldn't be as strong as it was. Oh, no, let that sink in for a second. It's fucking stronger than it was. Have you looked anywhere Nichijou related? Just type in Nichijou and you'll find everything. It's... Ooh, I'm mad. City Nichijou Shared Universe. Yes. Daisuke Naganohara. Don't kill me for my pronunciation, I'm horrible. But that's Mia's mangaka name. She's mentioned. And she shows up a couple times in the city manga. It's kind of just fact at this point. Don't really know why it was here, but I got to talk about it, which I like. The crossover is pretty cool. I just wish she showed up in more than 2 chapters of City. She doesn't, like, do anything either, she's just there. Half the show is about Yuko. I mean, the show isn't about her. She's great and all, but I'd take most characters over her. I'm gonna get killed for that. I think she gets a lot of attention, because it's easy for her character to get into weird situations. Mio's never gonna end up standing in the hallway witnessing a fierce deer battle, because she does her homework. Mai doesn't have enough outward personality to become double cheeseburger to escape kids. Like, she knows how to deal with kids. Yuko's just a good character for Nichijou's comedy. They all are, but you get my point. Where Misato gets her weapons. Your eyes have deceived you, there were no guns. Do you not see her going pew 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 boom as Sasahara stands there awkwardly? Why else hasn't he made a move on her? If it wasn't for that, he'd probably have already Nichijou game. I only heard about this back in, late 2020? But god damn, is it cool. Nichijou Uchujin. Literally translating into space alien. It's a PSP game that came out only in Japanese in 2011, with a community still, to this day, dedicated to translating it to English. While writing the script, the Discord says they're about, 53% of the way in? Guys, hear me out. I need this game. It's a visual novel style game, with over 300 different scenes and multiple endings, so much more Nichijou content that we're missing out on. An entire game's worth. If you feel like you can add something to their noble efforts, and you know anything about translating, or anything tech related to help them out, please join the Discord, which I'll have linked in the description, and it's probably on screen here too. They're severely lacking the help they need to get the project back on track. It'd help us all out, if anyone knows anything. Nakamura's true intentions. I don't think there's anything weird here, to be honest. I think she's just really passionate about science. Up until her final appearance in the manga, all she wants to do is know how all this crazy, futuristic tech works. Any good scientist would, although I can see why it would be listed. Even Hakase is reluctant to tell her anything when asked. Maybe she knows something we don't? I found it funny that all she was trying to do was get a peek, a simple peek, into Shinonemi Lab, and now she's living there with no rent or anything. She must be, carrying the household in some way. Maybe as the, parental figure Hakase always needed? Mai's origins. I think this is here because Mai being from Alaska is just so random. It's probably the, one of the only times anywhere apart from Japan is mentioned, and it's just thrown out there so casually. The way I see it, it's only suspicious because she speaks fluent Japanese and is, often seen reading it too. Quite impressive for someone so young. She's even seen speed reading, and speed reading backwards, when she first meets Yuko. Now that could be her trolling, but I'd like to think she's a super genius, because she is. My only theory in all this is that her dad is Japanese, or just one of her parents, which explains how her dad found work in Japan, and why they moved there. The Fae Kingdom. These guys are weird. We only really see them when it involves Yuko daydreaming in class. My personal theory is that the Fae Kingdom is just some television show that Yuko likes, often finding herself thinking about it while bored in class. It explains the shift to a more dramatic plot. I know they show up in Nichijou Uchujin, that PSP game, but goddamn, I'm waiting till that project is done before I look into it. Spoilers. I don't want to know about it. Don't tell me. If you're curious about the lore of the Fae Kingdom, if there is any, who knows? It might already be translated. You can check them out. Again, I'm gonna plug them. It's in the description and it's on screen. Join the Discord and help them out, please. Mai's confession was real. Yes, that beautiful scene where Mai drops her introverted personality to express her 100% true and genuine feelings for Yuko. I don't buy it. I mean, she could have meant it, but it's never brought up again and is honestly irrelevant in the scheme of things. Even after the time skip, they're not really too close. If it was meant to be anything but another My Troll, I feel like it would have been brought up any time later in the series. Even in the manga, they say nothing. Feel free to correct me on that though. I have read the manga like twice, but my memory sucks. Shinonome C. I was made aware of this while writing the script for this video. I fucking love this. Shinonome C relates to two things. Number one, the original designs for Nano and Hakase. Look at this. These were the original designs for Hakase and Nano. Get this. The reason they weren't used was because they were too cool. Yes, they're cool as shit. But I guess for a show about normal life, they'd stand out too much. A shame. I really like their designs there. Also, a neat little thing about the anime relating to this. In episode 4, during the drama club scene with Sasahara and Misato, Sasahara is seen reading a Helvetica standard volume with the original Hakase design on the front. That's a really cool nod back to early Nichijou. I love that they added it. And number 2, the Nichijou no Remix album, which is so goddamn cool. 6 remix versions of the Nichijou soundtrack. There's some really good shit in there. Trust me, I was listening to the entire album on repeat while writing this entire script. Very good stuff. Highly recommend it. Yuko has a learning disability. I feel like it's because Mai keeps fucking with her during every single test. I don't know. I think it's fairly obvious that she does have something going on inside her head. Probably not the whole brain thing, maybe the the big dumb. Who knows? But then again, I never did my homework. I never did good in school. Wait a minute. Yuko's bad luck. I think this relates back to the last point, to be honest. She often finds herself in stressful situations because she either forgot something, said something blatantly wrong, or completely misses the point of something. Nichijou Art Book English translation. So, I now get why it says do not research in all fucking caps. Trigger warning for anyone who likes, money. Yeah, definitely don't research this one. It also has no English translation, and it was kinda hard to find, but it's an art book, so I'd probably buy it anyway if it wouldn't bleed me dry. And side note to this, I actually just yesterday got Helvetica Standard Italic in the mail. It could be referring to this too, to be honest. I'm flicking through the pages right now. There's a lot of art here, which is very cool. Some of which I've seen before and didn't know that it was official art, so it's pretty cool. It could be referring to this, and in that case, then I have this now, which I fucking love. It's so cool. Hakase reversed her age. Oh boy, we're already this deep, are we? Well, I'm not too sure on this one. Sure, it's interesting, but I think I enjoy the idea of her being just crazy smart for no reason. I mean, the story goes out of its way to show just how random her knowledge is. One minute she'll be obsessing over sharks, and the next she'll be working on BiscuitBot 3000. I enjoy the almost bipolar view on what a child genius would look like, but I think it proves that she's still a child at heart. Mio cubes. Oh boy, this is a sensitive topic. If I step out of line just a tad, these literal ancient weapons will find and obliterate me. Seriously though, these things are not only stylish but pack a massive punch. It is actually canon that they grant the possessor the capability to destroy the world, according to the Magic Encyclopedia of the Fey Kingdom, which I already said wasn't canon. Shit. Well, I do think it's fitting that they meant to grant the use of power. It gives a good explanation to the actual canon abilities of Mio, them being super strength, super speed, precise coordination, insane endurance, impressive boxing skills, and harsh language? Huh. Who owns Shinonome Lab? So there's a couple things related to this that we'll get into the deeper we go, but honestly I think her parents own it. They're probably scientists who work overseas or just away from home for long periods of time, meaning they're also Nano's actual creator, which would explain why Nano is so advanced compared to everything else Hakase makes. It all adds up in my head, but there's easily enough room for another convincing theory. Saka Nano. Stop. No. No, don't ship them. No, not again. No. Everything is a memory. I'm not sure if this is out there somewhere, but this is one I came up with while writing this video. So at the end of the manga, everyone reunites to dig up the time capsule they buried. They soon realize a tree has trapped it within its roots, so they just give up. That's where the manga ends. See, I don't think they give up so easily. I think they went back to Shinonome Lab to hang out like they used to, and talked about their fun memories as kids, meaning the anime is just an exaggerated retelling of their pastimes. It explains why everything is constantly exaggerated and fun throughout the entire show. It's also just so damn wholesome to imagine them reliving their golden days, laughing and crying around that table in Shinonome Lab. Nano was created in the future. Nano may be pretty advanced, but some of the other robots aren't too far behind tech-wise. The biscuit bots that Hakase made solely to get the approval of Nano, by the way, are pretty much capable of doing anything Nano can. They just lack the flair of a real human, like a, personality. Nano has that in spades, but all we really see the biscuit bots do is ask for biscuits, clean the lab, eat hot chip, lie, inferior robot things. Yuko depression. This one is kinda relatable, to me at least. Yuko is unmotivated to do anything except have fun. She finds happiness in making others laugh, using that same comedy to distract from the point when somebody is concerned about her. I see this as an alternative to Yuko has a learning disability. I sort of joked about that in the point earlier, but depression is a real thing, and it kills all motivation to do anything. I can see reality where she uses her clownish personality to mask what she's really feeling. In that sense, he's probably the character that I relate to the most. I don't know, seems like a stretch, but the theory's there. Hakase is an orphan. I mean, at face value this seems true. We never see her parents or anyone grown up looking after Hakase. I said earlier that her parents may just work abroad and Nano was created by them to look after her. But if we're going solely off what we know about the show, I think Hakase made Nano to keep herself company. And the reason we never see a parental figure is because during the day, he's busy at one Tokisadame High School, perhaps? Yep, I think Principal Shinonome really is Hakase's relative. Not only because they share a last name, but they're both also referred to by their titles. Hakase meaning professor and principal. The scenes we see during the night at the lab could easily be explained by him being asleep. Easy enough. Chapter 150. This is probably the most fucked up yet. Hold your breath, because it's about to get real stinky. This chapter genuinely confuses me. Is there just some culture barrier, or anything, stopping me from understanding this chapter, or is this just the most fucked up Nichijou chapter ever? I don't get it, I have no words. Go for a punch. a rumoured anime that gained a cult following on Reddit and 4chan. I couldn't find any clips of the actual anime anywhere, but I suppose that's why I found so much discussion about it on Reddit. It was supposedly an Eroguro anime, that really speaks for itself. The scene that was often talked about went something like this. 3 girls were locked in a room together. One was dead on the floor, and the other 2 had been slowly going insane after they'd cannibalized her. They reach breaking point, and eventually start to kill themselves after realizing that they'll never escape. After banging their heads against the wall with all their might, they eventually die. All of this was supposedly accompanied by ominous music and bizarre camera angles. Now, how the heck does this relate to Nichijou of all things, you may be asking? Well, just take a look at this clip. Don't get too freaked out.
Chiritori demo shiyokka. Mikan. Ah, ごめん。もう一回言って。ラズビ。
Fans of this rumored anime found similarities between the 2 scenes and believe that Go for a Punch was just a brutal retelling of the elevator scene from the 8th episode of Nichijou, although some still believe, and wish, for some reason, for that rumored anime to still be out there somewhere. Nano was once human. Oh god, this one is going too hard. The theory is something like this. Hakase was left alone by her parents, probably for work, leaving her sister to look after her. Her sister somehow dies soon after. Hakase, stricken with grief, uses her dead body to make a robot identical to her sister. Yikes. I mean, it appeals to my love for dark stories, but this just breaks my heart. It also creeps me out to think that all this time Nano's skin came from a dead body. Well, there you have it. What a ride. Got really, dark around the end there, huh? But I guess that's the appeal of these sort of videos. This is my first actual scripted video though, so if you found yourself annoyed by anything, please tell me. I'm open to any and all constructive criticism. Well, that's if I do continue making videos, which I do want to. It's been really fun. So if you want me to talk about anything, if you liked it, drop a suggestion in the comments below, and I might get to it. Oh, and thanks for coming this far in the video. I appreciate the time. Now, how do I end one of these?
Just ふざけてみたらもっとふざけ返してくる居心地